Well, back to Europe, back to a country that is unfortunately no longer a part of the European Union. You all know what I'm talking about. And it is a country that is currently struggling with two major issues, same time. Commercial Councillor Vera Maier welcomes us in London. Ms. Maier, I know that you have been extremely busy currently, and I guess you still are. So let me take you straight into the question and into the topic. So what does the double crisis of Brexit and COVID definitely mean for the construction industry in Britain?
Hello from London. The current crisis has indeed had a fundamental impact on the United Kingdom. The last 12 months have been challenging for all of us. Around the world, COVID-19 has swept in and triggered an unprecedented health, social and economic crisis. And struggling with less than ideal preconditions and a health system suffering from years of underinvestment, the UK was hit exceptionally hard. And as the curtains came down on the final act of the Brexit drama on the 31st of December, the UK was in for a double whammy. The consequences of its exit from the EU compounding the economic fallout of the pandemic. So no wonder the economic outlook is rather bleak. A return to pre-crisis output levels is not expected before the end of 2023, considerably behind the rest of Europe. But just as every cloud has a silver lining, the UK's economic struggles have a green one. In response to the economic crisis, the UK government has implemented substantial support measures for businesses and followed up with an ambitious and forward-looking economic policy, including substantial investment programs for the construction and the infrastructure sector. The UK's 2020 budget contains infrastructure expenditure worth some 730 billion euros over the next 5 years. Just for comparison, this is roughly equivalent to the GDP of Switzerland. The spending spree includes the commencement of major works on the HS2 high-speed rail line connecting London to the north, and it is currently Europe's largest construction project, valued at around 100 billion euros. There are also major investments in roads, such as the iconic Lower Thames Crossing or the new Stonehenge Tunnel, and significant investment is planned in energy, environmental and communications infrastructure. Prime Minister Boris Johnson also took a leaf out of his role model Winston Churchill's book. It was Churchill who suggested we should never let a good crisis go to waste. And the British government intends to link its plans for the economic recovery with the country's pioneering climate policy, based around a comprehensive 10-point plan to build back not only better, but also greener. As the first major economy to legislate for net zero in 2050, the UK's vision is to tackle climate change while simultaneously supporting hundreds of thousands of jobs across the UK, leading the economy out of the corona slump. The plan heralds Britain's green industrial revolution and is worth roughly 13.4 billion euros in public investment. Covers it all: clean energy, clean transport, green building, the conservation of the natural environment, and of course, innovative technologies. An energy white paper published in December has already set out concrete measures to pave Britain's road to a net zero carbon future, spanning the whole energy cycle, from production to distribution and to consumption. A key focus is on private, commercial and public buildings, whose greenhouse gas emissions account for almost 1/5 of the UK's total. This makes buildings the second largest source of emissions after transport, producing more than even the industrial sector. 90% of homes in England currently use fossil fuels for heating, cooking and hot water generation. 2/3 of all homes, that's roughly 16 million households, have an energy performance rating of D or below. The potential for a green building revolution is enormous, and it is one of the central themes of the white paper. A mix of future-oriented regulation and policies, combined with grants and financial incentives, will, it is hoped, trigger private investment and positive change. A future home standard is designed to ensure that new homes are built zero carbon ready, and the Green Home Finance Initiative should enable existing ones to upgrade the current energy rating. Furthermore, the Green Homes Grant Scheme promotes the installation of insulation, heat pumps, solar thermal heating systems, among private households, as well as to retrofit new windows, doors, heating controls. So even with new hurdles and barriers to overcome, now is the time for Europe's and the world's green builders to take center stage, be it manufacturers of equipment and smart materials or the providers of innovative technologies, solutions, services. Take a good look at the British market. And heeding Churchill, do not let this crisis go to waste.
Well, thank you for this quote. These are encouraging words, I guess, for so many of us. Ms. Maier, as we are already talking about the British Isles, I mean, what is the situation in Ireland?
The Republic of Ireland is also on the verge of a gold rush in retrofitting and in green building. Both are top priorities for the Irish government right now. Domestic homes are responsible for 1/4 of overall energy use and 10% of overall greenhouse gas emissions. The country has set about to reduce these emissions from the residential sector by 50% by 2030. 500,000 residential units are to be upgraded to a building energy rate of at least B2 and 600,000 new heat pumps installed all over the country. There are also new and growing opportunities for roofing, for structural materials, cladding, insulation, finishes, in short, everything that improves energy efficiency. Due to the scarcity and the cost of qualified labor, though, products that are easy to install are likely to be the best sellers. So in a nutshell, there are great reasons to look at the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland right now. Both have a disproportionately large stock of old buildings, and together they form one large and promising market.
Well, it's so interesting. Thank you so much for these open and yet encouraging words, Ms. Maier. Have a great day in London and good luck for all these upcoming challenges you have to deal with currently.